Rates applied. Limited time. Rate subject to change.
This is Terry Bunnell, Chairman, President, CEO of the People's Bank. And yes, you heard right. 2.32 annual percentage yield for a 24-month certificate of deposit at the People's Bank. Stop by our location at 605C Happy Valley Road. Take advantage of this great rate. The People's Bank, working for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
Good morning, everyone. 6:07 and 29 cold degrees. You're going to need to use the defrost this morning on the windshield. It is a cold, cold morning. Let's see where we're heading with the Weather Channel.
Cold and frosty start here to our Thursday morning. Temperatures starting out in the upper 20s here this morning, but rebounding nicely as we head through the day today. Mix of clouds and sun. It'll be milder than yesterday, but still below average. Temperatures into the upper 50s this afternoon. 41 tonight. Rain expected tomorrow by afternoon, near 60 Friday afternoon. Then cold air moves in, rain mixing with even changing to snow late Friday night into Saturday. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you. And looking at the constant coverage in-studio radar, nothing really to tell you about other than just a couple little rain cells around Nashville once again this morning. Other than that, we are good to go. It's just going to be a cold start to your day. Now we'll head to the news you depend on. In the newsroom, it is Aaron Russell. Good morning, Aaron.
Morning, Wes. Our first story today. The Kentucky Public Employees Deferred Compensation Authority, also known as the KDC, has expanded its customer service phone hours to 11 p.m. on weekdays, including the availability of representatives by 87%. Current participants, as well as those eligible to participate, can call 1-800-542-2661 from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Friday for all their customer service needs. Today, more than ever, businesses need to grow their customer needs, and one need we have seen in the representatives available during non-traditional business hours, said William C. Biddle, Executive Director of the KDC. We are excited to meet this need for our participants and for those who may have questions about opening a supplemental retirement account to help achieve their goals. KDC is a state agency authorized by the Kentucky Revised Statutes to provide supplemental retirement plans for all state, public school, and university employees and employees of local political subdivisions electing to participate. It is designed to supplement all other state government retirement systems such as KRS, CERS, SPRS, TRS, and the legislative and judicial form. Nearly 12,000 students and educators came together to celebrate technology and learning at the 2018 STLP State Championship, which was held Thursday, March the 29th at Rupp Arena in Lexington Center in Lexington, Kentucky. There were over 500 schools and from over 100 different districts in the state and over 40 educational technology-related categories in the event. Barron County was represented with over 150 staff and students, grades K through 12, participating as judges, competitors, and service providers. Results from the State STLP Championship are as follows. On the State STLP service teams, we see from the junior engineers and senior engineers from BCHS, 3 students were selected. The senior engineers were Samantha Morgan and Travis Pennygraf, junior engineer Jared Tunks. One of the most unique aspects of this competition is that it is ran by students who must interview and receive an invitation to be a part of the STLP student engineer team. Barron County was the only district to have more than one selected, having 3 of the 8 total state STLP student engineers. In the media arts team from Barron County High School, Jared Tunk served. From the production company service from BCHS, Aaron Russell served. From the Scratch Ambassador, BCHS, Nate Wasson and Corbin Werner. Social media services from BCHS, Emily Pettigo. Project showcases, there were 12 showcases that made it to state from the Region 2 competition. One showcase that made it to the final round of judging, which is level 3, and that was Temple Hill Elementary, and their project was Choose Kind. Students Audrey Greer, Kenley Acree, and Priscilla Settle all were participating. The Live Performance Championship we see from the Bench Challenge in BCHS, first place Samantha Morgan and Corbin Werner. EKU Aviation Challenge from BCMS, second place was Mary Schalk. Help Desk and Desktop Support Challenge from BCHS, first place was Jaden Thomas Almond. Kaylee Jo Staples, Samantha Morgan, Travis Pendergraft, and Jared Tunks. In the quick recall from BCHS, first place was Corbin Werner, and website coding BCHS's first place was Ezra Kiddick. Industry certifications that were passed at the STLP event: the Microsoft Technology Associates in the area of mobility devices. From Barron County High School, we see Matthew Peaton, Jared Tunks, and Travis Pendergraft all passing that exam. Superintendent Bo Matthews remarked, "We are proud of the hard work of the students, STLP sponsors, and district support staff who represented Barron County at this prestigious level. Their project showcases competition participation and innovative problem solving demonstrates the great learning that takes place in the Barron County schools each and every day. The Barron County schools have always been recognized as a leader in the field of the Student Technology Leadership Program, and the district as a whole has been awarded the highest level awarded by the state, a Platinum District, since 2004. At approximately 9:28 p.m. on Saturday night, the Barron County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to the emergency room at T.J. Sampson Hospital in reference to a male subject who had been brought in by private means with a gunshot to his neck. After arriving, Deputy Joseph Ford identified the victim being Joey Brown, 22, of Glasgow. It was determined that Brown was involved in an altercation with John W. Wheat, 53, and Ashley N. Finn, 34, both of Glasgow, in the church parking lot on Oak Grove Church Road. During the altercation, both Wheat and Finn produced firearms and demanded Brown to give them money. Finn reportedly shot one round into the air while Wheat fired a shot at Brown at point-blank range, striking him in the neck. Both John Wheat and Ashley Finn have been taken into custody. They were wanted with warrants for their arrest. Ashley Finn, 34, was arrested in Barron County on 3/18 and charged with robbery of the first degree. John Wheat, 53, was arrested in Glasgow yesterday, or 2 days ago actually, at April the 3rd, and charged with assault of the first degree and robbery of the first degree. Both were arrested by the Barron County Sheriff's Department, both lodged in the Barron County Detention Center. It's currently 6:13 here on WCLU Live and Local News. We'll be right back with more right after this. It's 29 degrees.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy. But that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
Back here with more live and local news here on WCLU for this Thursday, April the 5th. The Tennessee Department of Transportation has scheduled I-65 southbound direction to be down to one lane just across the state line on Thursday, April the 5th, and Friday, April the 6th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for a pothole patching. The work is being done in a construction zone at the Tennessee 109 Interchange construction project. Heavy congestion, delays, and traffic backup into Kentucky and Tennessee are possible depending on how traffic is flowing. An alternate route may be the best. We encourage motorists to check out real-time traffic flow and congestion prior to departing using the Waze app, or to go to goky.ky.gov. A message board near mile marker 14 will be posted to warn motorists well in advance of exit 6 and exit 2. Kentucky Transportation Cabinet District 3 crews from Simpson County will monitor the area for any incidents. Extreme caution is urged when traveling in this area. Traffic will be going from 3 lanes down to 1 lane, which could cause issues. Should traffic become stopped or very slow on the interstate, it is important for most to be very mindful of approaching traffic from the rear as well as in the front. The Gatton Academy has selected 99 students for the class of 2020. They have selected 99 Kentucky sophomores as their next class. They are very excited to welcome the class of 2020, an exceptional and diverse group of young people. Each year, our admissions process reveals a remarkable number of outstanding Kentucky students seeking to challenge themselves in the STEM field, said Dr. Lynette Breedlove, director of the Gatton Academy. Admissions decisions were as difficult this year as any. The applicant pool was full of exceptional students with a range of interests and extracurricular activities. Applicants were evaluated on ACT/SAT scores, high school grades, awards, extracurricular activities, responses to essay and short answer questions, and letters to recommendation. In addition to these criteria, early in the month, 189 candidates were invited to interview with WKU faculty members and community leaders from across the Commonwealth and Gatton Academy alumni. The selected students scored an average of 31.36 on the ACT and 30.84 on the mathematics portion of the exam. The highest score possible is a 36. Both of these scores represent the highest for an incoming class in the school's history. We are thrilled to accept 99 students this year, which will bring us to our funded capacity, said Assistant Director for Admissions and Public Relations Zach Ryle. The ability to offer this opportunity to these bright young high school students interested in STEM is truly exciting. I am thrilled that each one of the 99 students has agreed to be a part of our community for the next 2 years. Students from 48 counties represent the class of 2020. Greene County will have both its first and second student attend the Gatton Academy, while the following counties had a second student admitted in the Gatton Academy's 10-year history, and that's Floyd, Girard, Morgan, and Washington counties. All told, the Gatton Academy has students attend from 117 out of the 120 counties in Kentucky. When selecting each class, our goal is to represent the entire Commonwealth of Kentucky. Ryle said, this year we saw not only a record of total applications started and completed, but we saw students from 80 counties start the application, and in our history we've never seen a pool of applicants as strong and diverse as the class of 2020, which subsequently has led to one of our strongest classes to date. The goal of the Gatton Academy is to enable Kentucky's exceptional young students, these scientists and mathematicians, to learn in an environment that offers advanced educational opportunities, preparing them for leadership roles in Kentucky. Moreover, the Gatton Academy assists in preparing Kentucky to compete in a knowledge-based economy by increasing the number of scientists and engineers who live and work in the state. What an honor it is to welcome the Gatton Academy class of 2020. These 99 high school sophomores with advanced ability and high interest in the STEM fields come from across Kentucky and are a great representation of the state, said Dr. Julia Roberts, Executive Director of the Gatton Academy. The Gatton Academy's goal from day one was to partner with all school districts in the Commonwealth so students would have more advanced opportunities, and with this class, we had students accepted from 97% of the counties in the state. Students will complete their junior and senior years of high school living in Florence Schneider Hall. At the end of their 2-year course of study, students will graduate from high school with a minimum of 60 college credit hours. The Gatton Academy provides rich living and learning environments designed specifically for academically talented adolescent students that feature clubs, organizations, and community service. Additionally, students are able to participate in advanced research with WKU faculty members. Research conducted during students' time at the Gatton Academy has been honored in the nationally competitive Simons competition, Intel Science Talent Search, Barry M. Goldwater Scholarship, and Excellence in Education program, and the Department of Defense Science, Math, and Research for Transformation Scholarship program. The majority of Gatton Academy students also participate in a study abroad or global learning experience in locations such as Costa Rica, Italy, Greece, England, and China. The Gatton Academy is Kentucky's first state-supported residential program for high school students with interest in advanced science and math careers, and one of only 15 programs in the nation. The Gatton Academy has been named to the Washington Post list of top-performing schools with elite students for 9 consecutive years. We have 2 local students going to the Gatton Academy this year. We have Abrar Rahman from Glasgow High School, son of Momin and Tamina Rahman from Cave City, and Ashley Wright from Barron County High School, daughter of Brandon and Deborah Wright from Cave City as well. Tennessee is the most biologically diverse inland state in the country, but a new report released by the National Wildlife Federation finds that as many as 1/3 of America's wildlife species are at an increased risk of extinction. According to Reversing America's Wildlife Crisis, Securing the Future for Our Fish and Wildlife, with 150 U.S. species listed as extinct, nearly 500 species have not been seen in recent decades and could possibly be extinct. The report comes as Congress is considering a bill that would allocate funds already being collected from oil and gas extraction to protect vulnerable or declining species. Mike Butler with the Tennessee Wildlife Federation says as much is at stake to the state. Species at risk in the volunteer state include the northern bobwhite quail, the Chickamauga crayfish, the Virginia big-eared bat, and the red squirrel. The Recovering America's Wildlife Act is currently in the U.S. House Natural Resources Committee. If passed, it would redirect $1.3 billion of existing revenue annually to state-led wildlife conservation efforts. Bruce Stein with the National Wildlife Federation says as development has spread to even the most rural areas, natural wildlife is running out of room to sustain and survive. Butler says funding preventive measures would be less costly for the country and the wildlife in the long run. Currently, sportsman fees fund 80% of the state's wildlife agencies. If the bill passes, it would provide additional funding to broaden the capabilities of the agencies to restore and protect wildlife and their habitats. It's currently 6:24 here on WCLU Live and Local News, and Thursday, April the 5th. I'm Aaron Russell reporting.
And we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50+ years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Ed Huckleberry. Straight-line winds are blamed for damage in at least 2 Kentucky counties during Tuesday night storms.
The National Weather Service says an EF1 tornado touched down in Grayson County. Winds up to 110 miles per hour. It was on the ground for a half mile. Straight-line winds of 80 miles per hour did damage in Hardin County. Anthony Hornback lives there. He tells WLKY.
I just heard a hard rumbling kind of wind, and I started to open the door up. By the time I seen the tree go down, and I couldn't see very much. The wind was blowing so hard and the rain was really heavy.
Straight-line winds of up to 95 miles per hour caused damage in Edmonson County. There were no injuries in the Tuesday night storms. I'm Paul Miles.
Lawmakers in Frankfort say they don't want to pick a fight with the governor, but they intend to keep the state's new tax changes in place. House Speaker David Osborne says the House is ready to override a veto if the governor tries to change their plan to lower income taxes, expand the sales tax, and raise the state cigarette tax. Governor Bevin calls the House plan fiscally irresponsible. A barge that cracked in half on the Ohio River in December released more than 400,000 gallons of fertilizer, and now the boat's owners say human error caused the spill. In January, Kentucky issued 3 environmental violation notices to the spill to Southern Towing of Memphis, the company that owns the barge. A march at the state capitol Wednesday commemorates the 50th anniversary of the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Christy Thomas took part for a good reason, she tells WLKY.
Social justice, climate justice, economic inequalities.
Several hundred people took part in the march. I'm Ed Huckleberry.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
The Eagles, live in concert. Welcome to the Hotel California. Performing over 4 decades of hits. Take it to the limit. One more. Rupp Arena, April 10th. Life in the fast lane. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The Eagles, Hotel California. The 40th Anniversary Deluxe Edition is available everywhere now. For more, check eagles.com.
Love great art? Reserve your tickets early and see the Speed Art Museum's popular painting show, Women Artists in the Age of Impressionism, on view now until Mother's Day, May 13th. Honor the women in your life and see the remarkable works of more than 30 female artists. Experience the empowering and stunning paintings of women who overcame the odds to study and exhibit in Paris in the late 1800s. Tickets available at speedmuseum.org. speedmuseum.org.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com. All right, currently it is 6:29 and 29 degrees in downtown Glasgow. In area funeral announcements of this hour, James Douglas Eisenberg, aged 79 of Glasgow, died Monday at his home following a courageous battle with cancer. He was born in Smiths Grove to Samuel Dewey and Emma Catherine Miller Eisenberg. The third of 4 children, he grew up in Horse Cave and graduated from Caverna High School in 1955. As a young boy, he earned pocket money by delivering newspapers. He attended Western Kentucky University, was a member of the WKU Advisory Board, and taught real estate investment there. A long-time real estate broker, appraiser, builder, land developer, and property manager, he achieved the status of Realtor Emeritus, the highest level of honor presented by the National Association of Realtors, and he was presented the Half Century Award by the Kentucky Real Estate Commission in appreciation of 50 years of real estate service in 2016. He was a member of the Glasgow City Council, working untiringly and serving faithfully with the courage of his convictions for a combined total of 15 years, where he served a 3-year term on the Brad Crime Council. A Paul Harris Fellow, he was a 40-year member of the Glasgow Rotary Club, where he maintained over 31 years of perfect attendance. He was an active member of the First United Methodist Church and was past president of both the Glasgow Jaycees and the Glasgow Barron County Chamber of Commerce. He was a former chairman of the Glasgow Barron County Industrial Development Committee and chairman of the Highway Initiative, being instrumental in renaming a portion of 31W from Cave City to Horse Cave to the Ralph Dorsey Highway. He was very patriotic and served his country 13 years in the Kentucky National Guard. He was one of a group of 8 men who were named Outstanding Citizens of the Year by the Glasgow Barron County Chamber of Commerce for their efforts in establishing Barron County's Veterans Wall of Honor, and served 5 years on the Selective Service Board. He married the former Maud Traylor on September 20th, 1958, and they enjoyed almost 60 years together. Other family members who survive include a son, Samuel Barrett Barry Eisenberg, a daughter, Ellen Gates Eisenberg Bunch and husband Jeff, 3 granddaughters, Trista Eisenberg Adwell, Chasey Eisenberg Vincent, Emma Catherine Katie Bunch, a grandson Lucas Samuel Bunch, step-grandson Tyler Russell, and great-grandchildren Leah and Isaiah Adwell, Raylan and Kimber Danielle Vincent, and step-great-grandson Jamison Russell, and a brother, Robert Samuel Eisenberg. Funeral services for James Douglas Eisenberg will be at 11 a.m. Saturday at the First United Methodist Church, with burial in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation will be Friday from 1:30 p.m. until 8 p.m. at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, and on Saturday from 9 a.m. until time of service at First United Methodist Church. Alternate expressions of sympathy may take the form of contributions to the First United Methodist Church Building Fund or the Tom McKay Center of Bardstown. Funeral services for Brenda Smith, age 71, of Bowling Green, will be at 11 a.m. Friday at the Hardy & Son Funeral Home, Bowling Green Chapel, with burial in the Hayes Cemetery. Visitation will be from 3 until 8 p.m. today at the funeral home. Funeral services for Phyllis Summers Dyer, age 76, of Tompkinsville, will be Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Mount Gilead Church of Christ, with burial to follow in the Monroe County Memorial Lawn. Visitation will be Friday from 4 until 8 p.m. at Strode Funeral Home in Tompkinsville. Visitation will continue on Saturday at the church. Funeral services for Anise Lorraine Burris, age 74, of Edmonton, will be at 2 p.m. today at Butler Funeral Home in Edmonton, with burial in the Hubbard Cemetery. Funeral services for Glenna Jean Hoffman Smith, age 74, of Smith's Grove, will be at 2 p.m. today at Green Meadows United Baptist Church, with burial in the church cemetery. Arrangements are under the direction of Hardy & Son Funeral Home, Smith's Grove Chapel. Donations may be made to Hospice of Southern Kentucky. Funeral services for Mary Gwendolyn Reed, age 70, of Austin, will be at 2 p.m. today at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, with burial in the Mansfield Cemetery. Funeral services for Willie Evelyn Stevens Short, age 75, of Tompkinsville, will be at noon today at the Yoakley Tribble Funeral Home, with burial in the Bailey Cemetery. Donations are suggested to the Bailey Cemetery. Funeral services for Clifton Martin Thompson, age 75, of Edmonton, will be at 11 a.m. today at Butler Funeral Home in Edmonton, with burial in the Hubbard Cemetery. Visitation for Nan Shelby Wells, age 78, will be today from 9:30 a.m. until 10:30 a.m. at Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Interment will take place at the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Memorial contributions may be made in her name to the First Christian Church of Glasgow. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day online at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us, the People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Nothing. Marcelo Ozuna grabbing 2 hits and that RBI. St. Louis blanks the Brewers 6-0 at Miller Park. This is pitcher Carlos Martinez struck out 10 while pitching 4-hit ball into the 9th inning. That pleases well skipper Mike Matheny.
That's a good lineup over there, and to go through that one almost 4 and not give up a whole lot just shows the kind of variety he has in his pitch selection, kind of movement, and the stuff he has.
Adam Wainwright will be on the mound when the Cardinals play their home opener today against the Diamondbacks at Busch Stadium. The team plans to activate the veteran righty from the 10-day disabled list. Wainwright has been out with a strained left hamstring. Jack Flaherty is being sent back down to AAA to make room. Staying on the diamond, this time college softball, number 20 Kentucky using 15 hits in 5 innings. And with 8 runs, they power passed Louisville 8-0 in 5 innings last night. With the win, the Cats improved to 22-11 overall in the season. And they'll return to the field tomorrow for a doubleheader against Middle Tennessee, while Louisville will host Virginia. From the diamond to the hardwood, now Greg Collins has been named just the 11th coach in Western Kentucky women's basketball history. He was introduced yesterday by Western Kentucky AD Todd Stewart. Collins has served on the Lady Topper coaching staff for the last 6 seasons. Prior to his time with Western, Collins served as an assistant at Louisville and Arkansas. And Tiger Woods will tee it up at the Masters today for the first time in 3 years. NBC News Radio's John Clark has the details from Augusta.
There are over 80 players in the field at the 82nd Masters, but the top story is going to be about just one, and that is Tiger Woods. The 4-time champion returns to Augusta following a 3-year absence due to nagging back injuries.
This tournament really helps with having the experience and really understanding how to play this particular golf course.
Woods has returned to form, competing in 5 PGA Tour events this year and has been in contention to win a couple of those. His comeback would certainly be complete with a Masters win. In Augusta at the Masters, John Clark, NBC News Radio.
And to the ice, the Nashville Predators are set to visit the Capitals tonight in an East versus West clash in the nation's capital. Nashville sits atop the standings with 113 points on the season. After tonight's contest, the Preds will return home to host the Blue Jackets in the regular season finale. Nashville currently holds a 3-point advantage over Boston, Tampa Bay, and Winnipeg for the President's Trophy. Winning that trophy assures the team home ice advantage throughout the playoffs. And speaking of the playoffs, the 8 teams for the NBA's Eastern Conference playoffs are now set. The Wizards and Bucks locked up the final 2 postseason spots yesterday. All that's left now is to play for seeding. That's a look at your sports on this Thursday. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy. But that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Securities offered through MWA Financial Services, Inc., a wholly owned subsidiary of Modern Woodmen of America.
Speaking of getting around to it, we're going to be getting around to the birthday listings today. And if you have one to add to the list, this is your opportunity here in the 6 o'clock hour to give us a call at 270-651-9149. That's 270-651-9149 or 1-800-956-1023. Toll free. And we'll get to that here in 90 seconds. Give us a call right back here on WCLU.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
BR Tire. We're always on call and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy to navigate website to our easy to deal with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire. On Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Hi. Aaron, can you write this down for me? Reggie Tittle has a birthday tomorrow.
All right.
We want to be sure and get that on the list. And I know I'm old enough to know how my brain works. And if I don't write it down, you've got to.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind for tomorrow. That's right. Ralphie's Fun Center sponsors the birthday list here on WCLU because it's a great place to have a birthday party. It's a great place to be on spring break because now, today only, when you buy a multi-activity wristband for half price, or at full price, you get one for half. So it's buy one, get one half off. BOGO half off on the wristbands at Ralphie's Fun Center. Let's talk birthdays. I want to say happy birthday to Terry White. That was just called in just now. Happy birthday to you, sir. Happy birthday to Titus Childers, who is 2 years old today. And we've had several calls making sure we get Scott Terry on the birthday list. So happy birthday to you, Scott. Also happy birthday to Donna Beth Thompson, Jan Browning. Brian C. Howard is 47 years young today, and it's Chelsea Willoughby Hodges turning 28. Happy birthday, Chelsea. We got anniversaries for Kevin and Ashley Wheeler. That's 4 years for Kevin and Ashley Wheeler. We are patting on the back today by special request Larry Williams. He celebrated his 60th birthday last week. And you know how popular Good as Gold can be, that we're just now getting around to making him Good as Gold today. All right, so extra special 60th birthday for Larry Williams. If you see Larry around town, pat him on the back. Tell him he's good as gold from his friends here at WCLU and a little taste of Texas, where good friends meet for great food and home for the best steaks in town. All right, currently it is 29 degrees. We'll have a check of local weather when we come back, as well as doing some archiving. So stay with us here on WCLU.
Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
All right, let's check in with the Weather Channel and see what our weather forecast looks like today. It's currently 29 degrees and frosty on the windshield. Keep that in mind as you're getting your day going. Need to prepare for an extra 5 or 10 minutes just to clear that windshield off. Here is your forecast from the Weather Channel.
Cold and frosty start here to our Thursday morning. Temperatures starting out in the upper 20s here this morning, but rebounding nicely as we head through the day today. Mix of clouds and sun. It'll be milder than yesterday, but still below average. Temperatures into the upper 50s this afternoon. 41 tonight. Rain expected tomorrow by afternoon, near 60 Friday afternoon. Then cold air moves in, rain mixing with even changing to snow late Friday night into Saturday. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ken. Looking at the current conditions on the constant coverage in-studio radar, it looks as though we are in the clear as far as precipitation goes. But again, some cold, chilly temperatures are approaching us, and just need to plan for that with the windshield and all that. Nothing like being late and not having your windshield where you can see to drive. I experienced that this morning, Aaron. You know, it's like
mine was actually clear. I'm very shocked, and I parked outside too. It wasn't like I was in a garage or anything.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know how that happened.
I mean, you just live across the road from me.
Yeah, so I don't see how.
Must have been a little bit more humid over my way.
Over on Hutcherson.
That's right. That's right. All right. So here in 60 seconds, Aaron, we'll come back together and we will do the archives and look back in history. Sound good to you?
Sounds great.
All right. Back after this.
You can feel the difference at Tony Hogan Health Clinic. Tony goes above and beyond when it comes to your health care. From opening early at 7:30 to giving his personal number to patients, just in case.
This is nurse practitioner Tony Hogan. If you're already a patient, I want to thank you. If you're not, give me an opportunity to show you the difference. I truly care about your health and well-being.
Call me, Mandy, at Tony Hogan Health Clinic, and let's get you set up with an appointment. 651-6707, or come by at the corner of North Race and Cherry Streets in Glasgow.
One of the realities of old man winter is things need repairing. But when spring comes, don't be in a rush to get your agricultural or industrial equipment back up and running. Call Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services today and get those repairs done before spring. And even if you have a smaller operation or you just need some odds and ends for your home repairs, Joseph A. Wade is here to meet those needs as well. Joseph A. Wade is located on Industrial Drive in Glasgow, family owned and operated since 1985, a Right Tool distributor. Time to do the archives, brought to you by Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services, and the spring rush has hit, so get down there soon. And of course, brought to you by the Tony Hogan Health Clinic, located in the old Mars Medical Building on North Race Street in Glasgow, and some fine folks who will take good care of you over on North Race Street. And Aaron, we're looking forward to next week because it's a big week for the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center. They're the ones that compile all of this history for us, you know.
Yeah.
And they're having their grand open house on the 10th of April, which will be next Tuesday, with 2 new exhibits and a silent auction and a book signing by Peggy Goodman and refreshments. And then just 5 days later on the 15th, we've got from 2 to 4, that's a Sunday afternoon, a community education art show reception. So that would be a wonderful event. Following that, on the 20th through May the 7th, the Heritage Quilts display. Well, they'll be on display. So there you go. We're going to go back in history today, Aaron, as we have all week. We're going to try to learn something, or at least, laugh about something.
Oh, yeah.
Or just kind of see where we came from and where we are today.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go back to 19 and 18 out of the Barron County Republican. Eleanor The little 5-year-old daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Alanson Trigg was taken with spinal meningitis last Sunday. Medical help was summoned at once and the serum treatment was resorted to at once. By Monday, considerable improvement was shown. When it is remembered that Mr. and Mrs. Trigg's older daughter died with the disease less than a month ago, it is easy to realize what anxiety they had. That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah. Ooh, that's
5-year-old daughter with the spinal meningitis and the older sister, they lost her already to the same disease. It's truly a troubling time for the Trigg family 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And let's hope that they made it through that. Very, very, very sad news there.
Yeah.
We'll skip forward another decade to 1928 to the Harris Lumber Company of Bowling Green being awarded the contract for the Coca-Cola Company building on Front Street. The bid was $16,000, which was only $200 lower than the bid of Mr. Harry Smith from this city. Work will begin on the brick plate glass structure at once. Bowling Green beat Glasgow on the bid by $200, and they got the bid.
Man.
And back then, $200 was a lot more.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But still, you would have hoped they would have awarded that to a local person. But hey, they do a pretty good job of that these days. You know what, Harry?
Yeah.
All right, we'll skip forward to 1938, where W.E. Howard has bought the Durham Barber Shop on West Main Street. We know right where that is.
Oh yeah.
It's now known as Bill Howard's Barber Shop. So a little bit of local downtown history for you there, as far as buildings that have been up for a long time, changing hands, and folks knew where to get their hair cut. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So we'll skip forward to 1948, where we're hearing about Wynn Davis again. We heard about him earlier in the week.
We did.
But he's a local druggist and civic leader and treasurer of the Clements and Democratic Campaign Committee last year. He has been named a colonel on the staff of Governor Earl C. Clements. So his political involvings have got him some notoriety there, and he's being asked for a little bit more of that expertise and a bigger aspect in Frankfort. So Wynn Davis, definitely a civic leader, as mentioned in this document here. But there you go. So that's what we have in 1948. And of course, I got to mention this, and I don't want to get political, Aaron, because that's against the rules here at WCOU. But Democratic Party and Wynn Davis just doesn't seem like it goes together. Knowing Walter Wynn, but that's all right, because we love everybody here. We love all the political parties, and I just thought I would add that to it there, Mr. Walter Wynn, who is known as a pretty strong Republican here in this area.
Oh yeah.
This day in 1958, the Glasgow bank officials and personnel were among those attending a study group of the American Institute of Banking, completing a course in negotiable instruments at Bowling Green that last week. And here are the folks that attended. One of them's related to me, starting off with Mrs. Ladine Hamilton, and then Miss Violet Grinstead, the Citizens National Bank, and then you had Charles Bartlett and Charles Crabtree from New Farmers National Bank. So, some names we'll remember. Miss Ladine Hamilton, a.k.a. Travel by Ladine. She got smart that way from being in banking for a long time. And so we're tickled to bring her name up in the archives. She's a wonderful lady, and I enjoy seeing her every time I see her. She is my cousin.
Oh, really?
That's right.
Neat.
1968, out of the Republican, it's L.E. Slinker of Slinker's Jewelry. Y'all remember Slinker's Jewelry? He has graduated from a timekeeping course given by the Belova Watch Company. So here's the deal, Aaron. If you're going to be selling watches, you need to have a degree in how to tell time. Apparently. But I'm sure the timekeeping course was just another way of saying, you need to know everything there is to know about these watches so you can fix them and service them and repair them.
Yeah.
And Belova Watch Company, those are nice. I've never owned one, but Ever since they came out with the iPhone, I never needed to watch. But nonetheless, I have an Apple Watch. I used that mostly while my wife was pregnant on the golf course.
Oh.
That way, I couldn't, if it's like, oh, man, it's time to go to the hospital, I would see it on the golf course with my watch, because a lot of times I miss calls because it's in my phone.
Yeah.
It's on my phone, it's in my pocket.
Yeah,
and
you're busy.
Right, but you're not too busy for the birth of your first child.
I can't.
Hold on, honey. Let me
I'm
finish
shooting
this.
great today.
Let me finish this putt.
I can't miss this.
Are you sure? He just pressed. We're going on to the next hole. I'll be there in a minute. So, anyway, we got off track. We do that sometimes, Aaron. That's all right. Well, if you ever had any grand aspirations in life in the 70s, it would have been to have been a little Mr. or Miss Expo. And let me tell you about that.
Right.
Little Mr. and Miss Expo are Janine Marie Cobb and Jason Philip Chenoweth. The runner-ups were Terry Nicole Robertson and Kyron Darren Kinslow. So Little Mr. and Mrs. Expo. Back when we had an expo, which is short for exposition, which is short for displaying all we have to offer here in the community. And definitely don't want to overlook our young folks. So they had a little pageant of some sort, it sounds like, and
yeah,
those were the winners back there. I'll review those names again in case somebody missed that. It was the winners were Janine Marie Cobb and Jason Philip Chenoweth, and then the runner-ups were Terry Nicole Robertson and Kyron Darren Kinslow. So there you go. 1988, 30 years ago on this day, the 20-year pins for service to T.J. Sampson Auxiliary were presented to the following wonderful ladies: Phyllis Howell, Nancy Larkin, Jenny Ruggles, and Jane Wells. So being honored for 20 years of service, that's not a short amount of time, especially in healthcare.
No.
And so happy to mention those names today. Then on this day in 1998, leading with YMCA, which back then of course, in 1988 we didn't have a YMCA, but sometime in between there and the next decade we got one, and the community has been forever changed and better because of it. And the YMCA egg hunt will be Saturday in honor of Emily Pitcock, according to this article in the Glasgow Daily Times in 1998. She died in 1996. And she established an endowment trust to the YMCA. And so Emily Pitcock was, that's who the egg hunt was in honor of.
Gotcha.
So this is the kind of the part of history that that I think it's why it's important that we do this, because you don't want names like Emily Pitcock to be forgotten.
Yeah.
And the YMCA knew that, and I'm glad that it was brought to our attention once again here in 2018. That was 20 years ago on this day. And we round up the archives today just by mentioning that in this day in 2008, T.J. Sampson celebrates Doctor's Day. And, of course, Aaron, being married to a doctor of T.J. Sampson, I know when Doctor's Day is every single year. And it's a special time. They honor the people providing good health care. Not just the doctors, but nurses, nurse practitioners, PAs, LPNs, CNAs. They all play a critical role in keeping us feeling good here in these parts. And so that's how we round up the archives for today. The archives are brought to you as a service of Joseph A. Wade and Tony Hogan Health Clinic. We're going to take a little break here and get some thanks to our sponsors, and when we come back we'll update a few things and get ready for trivia. And if you like to eat, you're going to like today's question. Stay tuned here on WCLU.
insurance companies see them, but a State Farm agent sees so much more, because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for, so why not give them the protection they deserve? Call State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow at 270-651-3608. By the name Fire Pit Spirits, because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits.
I can't wait to get my tax refund in, because when I do, I'm headed to get this cell phone repaired and load up on all my favorite gadgets and accessories down at Gadget Patchers, located at 199 L. Rogers Wells Boulevard, right across from the TJ Pavilion. Gadget Patchers has a new shipment of fully refurbished cell phones on sale now. And why spend all your refund on a new box computer when I can go down to Gadget Patchers and get a fully refurbished laptop just like new, starting at $99. Everything they sell carries a 90-day guarantee, and if you mention WCLU, they'll give you a 10% off discount on any accessory in the store. Call for a repair quote today at 270-228-0000 or stop in at Gadget Patchers today.
Shut that window! We can't afford to heat the whole neighborhood. You ever said that to someone in your house? Smith Siding in Glasgow would love to show you how much heat the neighborhood gets even with your old leaky and efficient windows shut, and how much better vinyl replacement windows insulate against outside cold air. Plus, they're easy to clean and bring new life to the appearance of your home. Randall and Shane Smith would love to talk to you about windows. In business for 44 years, we get it right. 651-1009. Nothing can take down a home like a debilitated, leaky roof. How can you find a roofing contractor who can analyze the problems and then come up with a quote that may be less expensive than you think? Smith Siding has a great reputation in Southern Kentucky. In fact, insurance companies depend on Smith Siding as a reliable contractor. You can too. Have Shane and Randall Smith look at your situation and start the process. In business for 44 years, we get it right. Smith Siding, 109 Ensminger Drive, behind Dairy Queen.
Well, we're at 29 degrees, which is below freezing, and isn't it just fitting that our computer froze? So, we're having some technical difficulties there on the Channel 6 and on the Facebook application, but you can hear us. And I guess as a radio station, that's the most important thing. But again, our computer has frozen up, and so currently the screen is kind of fixed there with the Fire Pit Spirits commercial. But we're going to try to get that fixed as soon as possible. But again, just hang with us here this morning. These kind of things happen when you're running a complicated operation, and especially when it's below freezing. The computer tends to freeze up. So we'll come back with trivia after this.
South Central Bank is a locally owned bank that cares about you and our community, too.
My name is Roger Mercer. My wife and I, Terry, own Southern Kentucky Collision here in Glasgow. It's a collision repair center. We've been dealing with South Central Bank for probably 23, 24 years. They've always been good to us, our hometown bank. South Central Bank has been a really big part of our business as far as the growth. They've been there for us when we needed to borrow money to grow, and we appreciate that very much from South Central Bank.
South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
Down at Glasgow Building Supply, they have really been busy this winter season. As cold as it's been, they have really been selling the Eden Pure heaters and the new kerosene heaters at Glasgow Building Supply, ranging in sizes from 10,000 BTU to 23,000 BTU. Gotta keep warm. They have good sources of heat. Come by and check out Jimmy and the staff today at Glasgow Building Supply, 31E Bypass.